Hi everyone, Becky here from Notes from the Sewing Room. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is all about my sewing plans for Sew Frugal 2023. If you are interested in finding out about some free patterns and seeing some fabric inspiration from my stash, then do stay tuned and find out what I've got to share with you. Thanks to everyone for joining me today. It's lovely to have you with me wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a lovely week. So Frugal 23 is back again. So if you don't know about it, it's a challenge that's happening over on Instagram, and it's hosted by the lovely Frugalissima and the Yorkshire Sew Girl. So I believe this is the third year that Sew Frugal has actually happened. So you can follow inspiration over on Instagram by searching for the hashtag Sew Frugal 23, or if you would like to share any works in progress during the month of March, you can post using hashtag Sew Frugal 23 WIP. So basically, the challenge is all about using a free sewing pattern of some sort to create a garment for yourself or for someone else during the month of March. And then the idea is that you post a picture over on Instagram on the 31st of March to reveal your outfit and be entered into a prize draw. So I believe there's lots and lots of fun prizes, lots of great prizes that are available as part of the competition. And I believe if you tag in Frugalissima and also the Yorkshire Sew Girl and use the hashtag over on Instagram on the 31st of March, you should be entered into the prize draw. So yes, it's a really fun competition and I'm looking forward to taking part again. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different potential projects that I'm thinking about making as part of the sewing challenge. And I've had a look in my stash and I've come up with these fabrics that I could potentially use as part of the challenge as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a range of the patterns, like I said. Some are for jersey patterns and fabrics, and some of them are also for woven fabrics as well. So I wanted to share a range just so that you've got a little bit of inspiration to go on. So there are sewing vloggers like myself posting videos throughout March. So I believe you've got 1 or 2 vloggers every day during the month of March. So if you are on YouTube, which obviously you are at the moment, if you do use that hashtag SewFrugal23, you should be able to find lots of inspiration, as well, of course, as looking on Instagram. So let's get to it and I'll tell you what my plans are, or potential plans, should I say. Oh, and by the way, if you are interested in what I'm wearing today, I have one of my Tilly and the Buttons Billy jumpers on, which is one of my favourite jumpers. It's absolutely freezing here today, so I'm keeping it nice and snuggly and warm in this. And I'm also wearing my latest, if I just stand up here, you should be able to see, oops, sorry, upcycled denim skirt, which I'll share more on another time because we're not talking about makes and stuff at the moment, we're talking about sewing plans. So the first pattern that I wanted to share with you today is one that I've actually made recently and really enjoyed, so I wanted to include it as part of this challenge. So it is the Closet Core t-shirt. So this is a free pattern. All of the patterns that I'm mentioning today are free patterns for you to go onto the internet and download when you feel like it. So the core t-shirt is basically like a classic t-shirt pattern, and I made it recently in a plain grey jersey, but I think you could have lots of fun with the type of jersey that you use. You could mix and match for the bodice and the sleeves if you wanted to, just basically using any fabric that you've got in your stash already that you think might work for this t-shirt. So this is a basic kind of crew neck t-shirt. It's available with short sleeves or long sleeves, and I think it's available in a couple of different bodice length options as well. Now it's available in French and it's also available in English in terms of the pattern instructions, and it's available in sizes 0 through to 32. I previously made version A, which was the kind of cropped t-shirt, but you can also make version version B, should I say, which comes to around about the hip area. So you have got a little bit of choice there as to what you would like to make. So if I'm going to make this one again, I was thinking about using a white spotted jersey that I have in my stash. So let me show you where it is. This is it. So this is quite a lightweight cotton jersey. It's got a nice amount of stretch to it in both directions, if I hold that up there. So I got this from Minerva as part of their brand ambassador program. I've had it in my stash for a little while, so I do really want to sew it up. I would describe it as a kind of ivory colourway, but it is lovely, and I think this could work perfectly for the this core t-shirt pattern or one of the other t-shirt patterns that I'm going to share with you shortly. So that was number one. So project number two that I wanted to share with you today is by Forget Me Not Patterns, and it's the Vera top. So this one's actually been around for a while, so you may or may not have made it before. I only made it recently and I really love it, and I wish that I'd made it earlier, so I'd love to make another version. So again, I'm thinking that potentially I could use this ivory spotty jersey for this project. So I like that the Vera top has got a couple of different options in terms of the neckline. So you can do a V-neck or you can do a round neck. So I previously did a round neck, but perhaps a V-neck might be quite fun to do as well. So the pattern that you download kind of as is comes with the V-neck, but you can download, I believe, an extra different neckline, so you can do the rounded version. To be honest, I didn't do that. I just extended the neckband and kind of just changed the curve on the neck myself, and that kind of works perfectly fine, but obviously it's up to you. So the Vera top actually comes with two different sleeve options, so you can do more of a kind of balloon type sleeve that finishes just under the elbow, or you can do a longer length sleeve which is really pretty, which is the one that I made, which has got a long cuff, and then it's actually, the arm is gathered into that long cuff. It's really nice. I would describe it as kind of being a semi-fitted type t-shirt, probably suitable for beginners or for someone that's made a few projects before. It works really well in a cotton jersey because that's what I made it in before, but I think you could also make it in a viscose jersey or probably any jersey that's got a fair amount of stretch to it. Probably not a ponte because you do need to have a little bit of stretch obviously to get it over your head and be comfortable, but yeah, just any kind of jersey that's got a little bit of stretch to it would work well. But yeah, it's a lovely top, and I love Forget Me Not patterns. I'm a big fan of theirs, so I would definitely recommend checking out the Vera top if you're looking for something jersey to sew up as part of Sew Frugal 23. In terms of sizing, that one's available in sizes 28 through to 48. I previously made the size 34, if that's helpful. I'm roughly a UK size 10, so my measurements are 32 bust, 28 waist and 40 hip. To be honest, I didn't have to worry too much about the hip measurement for the Vera top because it actually finished above my hips, but obviously do check out the dimensions of the pattern and whatnot before you decide to cut into your fabric, and just make sure it's going to work for you. The next pattern that I wanted to share with you, project number 3, is actually one that was released I think probably back in 2020. I've made it quite a few times before, but again, it's a great one and I love it, so I definitely recommend that you give it a go if you haven't already. That is the Galaxy t-shirt by Pattern Scissors Cloth. Now, if you are unfamiliar with this one, it's basically got a kind of poofy sleeve. It's finished with a cuff around the arm. The neckline does come up quite high, so what I tend to do is I drop that neckline down by about 4 inches, and that's kind of my personal preference. And I've also extended the neckband on the versions that I've made as well, just to get the kind of look that I wanted. I don't tend to like things that are too high up around my neck. I know this jumper's quite high, but usually I don't wear things that are too high around my neck because I just find it a little bit uncomfortable. So for this t-shirt, I just wanted to drop that down a little bit. It's a lovely pattern. Obviously it's free, so it's a great one to try as part of this challenge. I actually found this pattern, I think, as part of this challenge a few years ago, and that's why I did make it, but it is one that I've revisited quite a few times since then, and it's lovely in a viscose jersey, it's lovely in a cotton jersey. I think you could probably do the sleeves as in a woven maybe and join it onto a jersey fabric for the main bodice. As long as you've got enough stretch to kind of get it on and off, you just need to do the cuff in a jersey fabric, so it'd just be the main sleeve piece perhaps that you could do in a woven, but you would have to give it a go, so don't use your best fabric for that. Yeah, it's something you could definitely consider as part of this challenge if you want to, because obviously it's all about using things that you do have in your stash at home and not buying anything new. Now, if I was to make it again, I could potentially use this white fabric that I showed you previously, but I have got about 2 meters of that, so you never know, maybe I'd get 2 small t-shirts out of it, but I'm not sure. I'll have to give it a go and have a play around with my pattern pieces and stuff and just generally see what works. But hopefully that gives you a little bit more inspiration for another t-shirt type top that you could make as part of this challenge. Project number 4 that I wanted to share with you today is from Sew Over It, and this is the Ruby skirt. So this is a free pattern which I think is available if you are a newsletter subscriber. So I'm a newsletter subscriber, so I got that sent through to my inbox, and I must say I was delighted when I opened it because it's right up my street. So it's a button down skirt, basically. It's a kind of midi skirt. I'll possibly, if I make it kind of take a little bit of length off it, make it a little bit shorter, so maybe it just finishes on my knee rather than underneath my knee. Not sure yet, I'll have to have a look and see. But it's a really nice skirt. It looks like it's got some nice details to it. So it's got roomy patch pockets, it's got a nice wide waistband, and that's actually elasticated at the back and flat at the front, which is quite a nice feature. It's designed for light to medium weight fabric. So I've actually picked a few things out of my pattern stash, fabric stash, that could potentially work for this. So I've got this cotton poplin fabric, which I got in a recent So Hayley Jane box. So that's got those lovely hearts on. So I thought that could potentially work. I've got a chambray fabric here, which I got from Coles in Nottingham. So that's a really nice one, so that could potentially work, because I'm thinking that the Ruby skirt would be a perfect kind of spring summer type skirt to make. I know we're not there at the moment because it's pretty cold here at the moment, but we will be hopefully soon. So that's another one that I could use. Or I've got another cotton poplin, which I think could work quite nice, again from a So Hayley Jane box previously. I was thinking about making a shirt dress with that, but I've not got onto it yet. And then I've got this one, which I got in a subscription box last summer and I still haven't used yet, and it's this gorgeous gingham fabric. So I think either any of those would work for the Ruby skirts, or perhaps anything else that you've got in your stash that you think might work. So I definitely like to give this a go, whether it's part of this challenge or later on. I do sometimes give myself too many things to do as part of a challenge, and I want to make too many things and it becomes a little bit unmanageable. But I would really like to make a skirt and a top as part of this challenge if I possibly can. So do let me know which of these patterns you think that I should make, and which fabrics that you prefer as well. I'd really appreciate that. So do leave me any messages down below in the comment section and I'll get back to you as quick as I can, as I always do. I do love to have a chat to you in the comments box. So yeah, the Ruby skirt is that one, and I'm looking forward to giving that one a try. I'm a big fan of Sew Over It patterns, so yeah, I think that one's going to be the perfect addition to my kind of spring summer type wardrobe. So the final pattern that I wanted to share with you today is the Rosalie Skirt by Forget Me Not Patterns, and this one's actually available via Peppermint magazine. So this one is for woven fabrics as well. So I think a lot of these fabrics that I've already showed you could potentially work for this skirt, or perhaps you might have something else in mind, obviously in your stash, that might work for you. So the Rosalie Skirt is something that I've had my eye on for a while, and I've actually included it as part of my Make 9 this year, so I would really like to give it a go. So the Rosalie Skirt has got some fabulous details which I'm really looking forward to giving a go. So it's actually got a flat finished front darted waist, which will add some beautiful shaping through the waist. It's got an elasticated back, which will make it nice and comfortable to wear. And there's some pockets in there, and we know we love a pocket in sewn homemade garments. I know I do anyway, they're super practical. But probably the main feature of this skirt is the fabulous flounce, which is around the bottom of the skirt. So it's got a kind of high-low type finish to it, but it just looks absolutely beautiful. And again, I think this one would be a great one to make for, going into kind of spring, summer. So I think this one could work in a range of kind of light to mid-weight fabrics. So maybe like a viscose if you want something that's nice and floaty, or a cotton poplin or a linen, or I think there's loads and loads of scope that you could do with this one. You never know, maybe you've got an old vintage bed sheet at home that you want to use as part of this challenge, because that could work as well. I think there's lots of scope for different fabrics that you could use for this particular skirt, but I really want to give it a go. So like I said, this one is from Peppermint magazine, and the way that works is you can download it for free if you want to, or if you wanted to, you could actually donate a certain amount. There's set amounts that you can donate for the pattern. Now, obviously, as part of So Frugal 23, it's all about kind of free patterns, but this one is available for free, but obviously it depends on if you can afford to donate anything for it. But hopefully in this video I've given you lots of inspiration of projects that you could potentially make, whether you want to use a woven fabric or a jersey fabric. So yes, I need to get my thinking cap on and decide which ones I'm going to make for myself, but do let me know, like I said, in the comments below, which ones you think that I should make. And I always appreciate your feedback on these things as well, but I would like to make one skirt and one top if I possibly can during the month of March. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my video today. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much to everyone that does watch my videos each week. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to everyone that's subscribed so far as well. I recently hit 8,000 subscribers, so I absolutely can't believe it. When I first started my channel, it was kind of just my husband watching, so I can't believe that people have subscribed and do come back to watch each week. I do appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoy watching as well. But until next time, I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.